Imagine a driver so powerful inside Ferrari that even if the results collapse, even if politics turn against him, the team can't make him leave. If the whispers from Italy are true, Lewis Hamilton might have just locked in that exact power, rewriting the rules of F1 contracts and setting up the most explosive battle for control Maranello has ever seen. In Formula One, contracts are supposed to be mutual commitments, binding deals where both driver and team have a say in their future together. But if the latest whispers from Italy are true, Lewis Hamilton has just rewritten that rulebook. According to respected sources, the 7-time world champion's Ferrari contract may contain a controversial clause, one that gives him, and only him, the power to decide whether he races for the Scuderia in 2027. Performance be damned. Ferrari's opinion? Irrelevant. If Hamilton wants to stay, they can't stop him. For a team as politically loaded and pride-driven as Ferrari, that's not just unusual, it's unprecedented, and it changes the entire balance of power inside Maranello. Hamilton's leap from Mercedes to Ferrari at the start of the 2025 season was one of the most seismic transfers in F1 history. It wasn't just another star-switching teams. It was the most successful driver of the modern era, leaving behind the machine that built his dynasty to join a team famous as much for its chaos as its championships. It was only the second time in his career he had switched teams. The last time? The end of 2012 when he left McLaren for Mercedes, a move many critics said would end his title hopes. We all know how that story ended, but the Ferrari move has not followed the same fairy tale script. While the official announcement in early 2024 described Hamilton's Ferrari deal as multi-year, the exact length was never made public. Insiders believe the core agreement runs until the end of the 2026 season, when Hamilton will be on the brink of his 42nd birthday. But with this alleged extension option in place, the Brit could unilaterally add 2027 to his Ferrari chapter. That means even if the first 2 years are riddled with podium droughts, political headaches, and internal power struggles, Hamilton could still choose to stay, and Ferrari would have to accept it. If true, it's a contractual nuke, and it would explain why, even amid a rough start, Hamilton speaks about his Ferrari project with the tone of a man thinking in years, not months. On track, the opening chapter of Hamilton's Ferrari career has been far from storybook. No podiums in the first 14 races. A sprint victory in China was a welcome flash of brilliance, but the reality is undeniable. Charles Leclerc leads him by 42 points with 10 rounds remaining. The Hungarian Grand Prix was the breaking point, at least publicly. Leclerc stuck his SF25 on pole. Hamilton out in quarter 2. His radio messages were as raw as they come. "I'm useless, absolutely useless," changed the driver. Some will claim it was pure self-criticism, an attempt to shield the team from blame. But for those who understand the deeper politics of Ferrari, it was also a warning shot. Hamilton even hinted there were things going on in the background that are not great. Translation? Internal resistance, culture clashes, and maybe, just maybe, a reluctance from some corners of Ferrari to fully buy into the Hamilton project, while Leclerc remains the established favorite. This isn't the first time Hamilton has admitted that the bosses in Maranello are watching him closely. After the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in April, he acknowledged his results had not made them happy. In Ferrari terms, that's dangerously close to a public rebuke. But Hamilton's response isn't to retreat, it's to double down. Despite the Hungary meltdown, he's been meeting regularly with Ferrari's top brass, submitting detailed documents outlining changes he believes are essential. Not just to the car, but to the way the team operates. It's the kind of inside-out approach only a driver with Hamilton's experience, confidence, and political armor could attempt. And make no mistake, this is political warfare. Because history is clear, great champions have come to Ferrari before, and Ferrari has eaten them alive. Kimi Räikkönen, Fernando Alonso, Sebastian Vettel, all world champions. All failed to win another title with Ferrari. Hamilton knows this history, he's studied it, and he's made it clear he refuses to join that list of wasted potential. As he said at Spa, "I refuse for that to be the case with me, so I'm going the extra mile." Ferrari is vast. Over 1,000 employees, multiple layers of management, and a corporate culture that runs as much on politics and pride as it does on data and lap time. Hamilton has identified that not all cylinders are firing. It's not just about building a faster car, it's about reshaping the team's mindset, from the factory floor to the boardroom. He's targeting the decision makers, challenging the sacred processes, pushing engineers, marketers, and strategists alike. He's even focusing on creating allies within the organization. Code for building an internal coalition strong enough to support his vision, even when the old guard resists. This is why the alleged 2027 clause matters, because it gives him time. Time to reshape Ferrari in his image, time to ensure 2026, with its seismic regulation changes, isn't just another reset wasted on chaos. Here's the uncomfortable truth for hardcore fans. Even with this power, Hamilton doesn't have endless years left in his tank. He said it himself, he doesn't have as much time as Antonelli. 2026 is the do-or-die moment. A new car, new engine rules, active aero replacing DRS. The slate wiped clean. If Ferrari nails it, Hamilton could end his career with the most romantic title in history, an 8th world championship in red, defying every critic. If they don't, the fear is obvious. The Hamilton-Ferrari story could become another cautionary tale. Bottom line, if this contract clause is real, Hamilton holds the power to write his own ending at Ferrari, and that ending could be legendary or tragic. For his fans, that's both thrilling and terrifying.